Namaste, I'm your own Ganesh Pujari and welcome to my legal classes. What happens with YouTube teachers? We don't get too much of face time. Every time we pick a topic, we always try to finish it within 10 minutes. And when it comes to my class, I try give maximum meat to the students so that whenever you are writing some answer on that particular question, you need to have sufficient material. Now, in that race, we miss face time. We don't give too much of introduction to any topic. Every time when I try to give a concept, there's a lot of other things running in my mind, but then I cut them off because I want to finish them in time. I want to be watched. My videos need to be reached student. So what we do in that race, we cut many things. But this video I have kept for introduction only. This is my face time. Here I want to say what can be said. Indian Evidence Act 1872. We hear the Evidence Act 1872 is the first act on evidence. But do we have anything before that? There is a lot of stories we have heard. There is a lot of stories we are hearing, and there is a lot of stories we are going to hear on many of our Purana and other stuff. Now, those stories are the stories which are making our life. There are many things that we can calculate in our life and they are helpful. And if you try to see them in a legal perception, there is a lot for us to learn. So I just try to bring this introductory playlist so that I can start my Evidence Act playlist with a beautiful introduction. So that's my attempt. I am bringing four important stories from Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Narsimha Avatara to understand how Evidence Act can be seen in our Puranas also. Why to waste time? Let's get into the first story. The first two stories I am picking from Ramayana. In the first story, Ravan, after kidnapping Sita, on the way meets Jatayu. And Jatayu tries to stop Ravan. There was a furious war between Jatayu and Ravan, and Jatayu loses in the war. He not only loses, he got severely injured in that war and he was about to die. After some time, Rama and Lakshman reaches Jatayu and ask him what happened. Jatayu explains all that happened between him and Ravan, and he tells that Ravan has kidnapped Sita and gone in a particular way. After saying that, he dies. Rama and Lakshman chooses to believe Jatayu. But what happens in Evidence Act? Are we going to believe in a dying declaration? Or can a person while dying say some lies? Now that's what we are going to understand in Evidence Act. The second story is of Hanuman meeting Sita. After a lengthy discussion, it was decided that Hanuman will travel to Lanka and then he will meet Sita and say that Rama and his army is coming to secure her. Now the question was whether Sita is going to believe Hanuman as a representative of Rama or not. To sort that issue, Rama gives a ring to Hanuman and says, "Give that ring to Sita and this will be a proof that you are representing me." So evidence is not something new. The proof was carried by Hanuman and he gives it to Sita and Sita believes in Hanuman. That's how we can see proof or evidence as old as these stories. The third story I am picking from Mahabharata. This is the incident between Parashurama and Karna. Parashurama had a oath that he will never train a Kshatriya, and Karna joins him as a Brahmin boy. Now the training was on, and one day after the completion of training, Parashurama was sleeping on the laps of Karna. In the meantime, a bee comes and stings Karna's thigh so deep it starts bleeding. The wound was very big and blood was coming like anything, and finally the blood touches Parashurama's face. It was at only that juncture Parashurama comes to know that something has happened and he wakes up. He asks Karna what just happened. Karna says a bee stung him very deeply and the wound is very big. Blood started coming, but all this time he was silent because he doesn't wanted to disturb his teacher. Listening to this, Parashurama gets doubt on Karna. He thinks a Brahmin boy cannot take that much of pain without even making any kind of move or without crying or any sort of it. He thinks only a Kshatriya boy can do that. Now he asks Karna, are you a Kshatriya? Neither Karna was aware that he was a Kshatriya nor he was a Brahmin, which he couldn't have said at that particular time. Parashurama gets very angry and on the circumstantial evidences he believes that Karna is a Kshatriya because the first thing Karna could take that much of pain which only a Kshatriya can take without making any sound or movement, and then for the question that Parashurama has asked, Karna has not said yes or no. With these two circumstantial evidences, Parashurama believes that Karna is a Kshatriya and he curses him. So, this is the reference I want to bring from Mahabharata for the circumstantial evidences, which is what we are going to discuss in evidence law also. The last story that I am bringing here is the story of father and son, that is Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada. For Hiranyakashipu, the biggest enemy then was Vishnu, whereas Prahlada was the bhakta of Vishnu. Father and son always had conflict, and one day in anger, Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlada, "Where is your Vishnu?" Prahlada says, "He is everywhere." Hiranyakashipu asked, showing the beautiful poles from his palace, that whether Vishnu is available in these poles. Prahlada says yes. Hiranyakashipu breaks one of the wall and then Narasimha comes out of that wall. Now that is the conclusive proof from Prahlada to Hiranyakashipu that Vishnu or the God is everywhere. In Evidence Act, we are discussing conclusive proof which is going to conclude everything, and that is such a biggest proof that we are going to discuss, and there we will discuss this particular concept in detail. I hope after listening to those 4 stories, now you might be partially agreeing with me that law is everywhere. It's only about correlating. Before concluding, I am very happy that you guys are sending lot of positive comments and you are liking my videos. But then recently I saw one comparison between a YouTube teacher and a real class teacher. Remember, YouTube teachers are talking on a subject that they have chosen and they are limiting it to that particular concept only, whereas the teacher, one who is teaching in the class, has bigger responsibility. There the questions can come from anywhere and they need to have deep knowledge of the entire subject. So never put your teacher down in comparison with YouTube teachers. Yes, we tried our best, but if you ask me on any day, they are the best because we come up with a 10 minutes material, whereas they have to have the knowledge of the entire subject and sometimes much more than that. With that, I am concluding this particular video. Thank you so much for subscribing my channel. Please like, share and comment my videos. All the very best for whatsoever purpose you're watching my channel, and thanks again.